The Gullet did not end the war. Episode 1 delivered the spectacle. Fleets burning, dragons diving, and the Valyrian world cracked open. Episode 2 is the bill. Jace's death changes Rhaenyra's emotional weather, while the naval losses make every victory feel thinner than it looks. King's Landing flips first. The capital is the obvious map change. Rhaenyra and Daemon now control the symbolic center of Westeros, but the city is not the whole realm. A capital can be taken by speed. It is held by food, loyalty, fear, and the ability to survive the backlash. Harrenhal becomes the counterweight. Aemon's move to Harrenhal creates the season's second gravity well. If King's Landing is legitimacy, Harrenhal is violence and prophecy. The show is setting up a split board where every win in one place creates exposure somewhere else. The Valyrian wound stays open. Baela, Alan, Adam, and Corlys now carry the family side of the war. That matters because naval power is not abstract. Ships, heirs, bodies, and names have all been damaged. The Blacks won momentum, but their fleet family is not whole. Episode 3 Pressure Points. Going forward, watch 3 things. How Rhaenyra governs a frightened capital, how Alicent and Helaena survive captivity, and how Aemon's Harrenhal story feeds back into the war. Episode 2 is the pivot. Episode 3 Hectares, to show whether the new order can breathe. The Gullet remains the emotional battlefield. Even after the smoke clears, the Gullet is still present in every room. Jace's death, Corlys's losses, and the damaged Velaryon line make the victory feel unstable. The battle is over geographically, but emotionally it keeps happening. Capital versus coastline. The Blacks gain King's Landing, but that does not erase the sea. Naval power is still the supply line, the family identity of House Velaryon, and the wound through which the season entered. The capital gives legitimacy. The coast decides whether that legitimacy can be fed and defended. Harrenhal as a second capital. Harrenhal now functions like a dark counter-capital. It does not have the throne, but it has Vhagar nearby, Aemon's rage, Alice's mystery, and the Riverland's strategic pressure. The war map is no longer one center. It is 2 gravitational fields pulling the realm apart. The Greens are not dead. Losing King's Landing is catastrophic, but not final. Aemond is alive. Aegon's claim still exists. Old Town remains a reservoir of Hightower power, and every harsh act by Rhaenyra can become recruitment material for her enemies. The Blacks are not safe. Rhaenyra's faction has momentum, but momentum can hide fractures. Daemon's methods, Valyrian grief, Baela's future, and the public shock of Otto's execution all create pressure points inside the winning side. Episode 3 Setup. The next episode has to answer governance questions. Who controls the gates? Who feeds the city? What happens to Alicent and Helaena? Does Rhaenyra rule through mercy, fear, or improvisation? Those answers matter more than the throne shot. Final read. Episode 2 is a pivot because it ends one kind of war and begins another. The chase for the capital is over. The war to make the capital obey has just started.